Apples, apples, shiny red apples, put the red of an apple into cheeks so fair.
Come and fly away with me. Come and fly away with me. Come and fly away with me. Come and fly.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my 2 cents. As you can probably tell from the scenery behind me and the sound of the bugs, I'm outside today. And I'm instantly regretting it because every time I try to record, there's some sound. So I hope my mic is picking up pretty good. But anyway, today I just wanted to talk about something that I've been seeing all over social media the past few days, well, weeks actually. And that's the whole Rachel Zegler Snow White controversy. So I watched the trailer for the new Snow White remake, and I've been keeping up with a lot of the news about it. And while I agree with the popular opinion that this movie is going to be a dumpster fire, there are some things that people are saying that I don't really agree with. Okay, so one of the things people are talking about is the comparison between Gal Gadot, who's playing the Wicked Queen, and Rachel Zegler, who's playing Snow White. People are saying, oh, well, you know, Gal Gadot's playing the evil queen and she's gorgeous, so why would her character be so obsessed with Snow White's beauty when she's clearly prettier than Rachel Zegler? While beauty is subjective, there's more to it than just, oh, she's pretty, she's not pretty. Why would she be jealous of her? And the thing about it is, as far as the character goes, the Wicked Queen, yes, is a great beauty, but that doesn't mean she's not jealous. That doesn't mean she doesn't have insecurity. It doesn't mean that she has confidence that she's beautiful. She doubts it because she's so vain. And vain people usually, they're either obsessed with their looks, but they're always truly at heart jealous of other people. Now, the queen is the ultimate vain person. Her vanity knows no bounds. But there's one thing she's missing that makes people truly beautiful, and that's kindness. Kindness and meekness and caring for those around you. That is what makes people beautiful, and that is what the queen does not have, and that is what she hates so much in Snow White, because Snow White is a beautiful person. And she was probably very plain. Well, I say probably like she's a real person, but you know what I mean. But that doesn't matter, because you can be the plainest person in the world. And look at me, I'm not winning no beauty pageants, but I'm kind, and Snow White is kind. So I think that shines through and makes her beautiful. That's the kind of beauty the queen is jealous of. It's not so much physical. It comes from within. So as far as that plot point, I can totally understand. The queen is jealous. She wants to kill Snow White because Snow White is a beautiful person, and it comes from within. Now, that being said, when we're talking about the actors in the roles of these characters, I'm sure Gal Gadot's not jealous of Rachel Zegler. But that doesn't mean Rachel Zegler is a ugly or unattractive person. And I'm not going to say that, and I don't think that. But here's the thing. Her actions, her attitude, her, I don't know, woke entitlement, whatever you want to call it, that's where she's messing up. Because if her in real life was in any way similar to her character of Snow White, even a little tiny bit, even if she had a little bit of caring, even if she had a little bit of respect for the role. I mean, from day one, she's been saying, oh, this movie's completely different. The old movie that I watched one time, and I don't believe that, I didn't like it. I didn't like the prince. I thought he was creepy. Okay, what age was it that she watched Snow White? Because the age I watched Snow White is probably 8, 7, even earlier. I mean, I knew the story, but I didn't actually watch the cartoon. So I'm guessing she was probably around those same ages. So what 7, 8, 9, 10, even 12-year-old is going to say watching a fairy tale, oh, that prince is creepy?
He didn't ask her permission before he kissed her. He's stalking her.
Nobody. And that was before any of this woke stuff and all these things, you know. I just have a hard time believing her whole story. I think what it is, she's jealous. And I'm not saying she has a reason to be. But she's not letting any beauty shine through, which makes her less attractive. When you ask anybody, and I guarantee you they'll say, this person is extremely beautiful on the outside. But just knowing what kind of a truly, I don't know, rotten person on the inside, and I'm not saying that she's rotten, I'm just saying your actions can make it seem to other people that this is who you truly are. And I don't really think that she is. It's just she's caught up in this whole wave of everything, and now she's so far gone she can't go back. So anyway, the point of that was, if she is a beautiful person on the inside, that's going to shine through any role she plays. The way you react to things, the way you behave about things, whether or not you have respect for things. Just for an example, we're going to use Amber Heard. And I know, don't come after me, it's just to make a point. When you look at everything that she put Johnny Depp through, we all know the story, we all know what happened, we all know what the court decision was, and what have you. Knowing those things about Amber Heard, whether you believe it or not, I believe it. And the way I see it is the way she acted during the trial. She's just a rotten person on the inside. And to me, that shows. So I don't think she's pretty at all. And what attractiveness she did have before all this stuff came to light, it's gone now. And that brings me back to my point. You can be a beautiful on the outside. It doesn't mean anything from the inside. And I really think she's just a scared little girl who put her foot in her mouth, ankle deep, and there's no way to take it out. She's not attempting to. She's just making everything worse. I was already unhappy with the choice for Snow White in the remake for the same reason that I was unhappy about who was cast Halle Bailey in The Little Mermaid. Okay, number one, I am not racist. Number two, I'm not judgmental. And number three, I'm not saying anything bad about the girl or her ability or anything like that. And I know there's people that loved The Little Mermaid remake, and that's great for them. I love that for them. I was not happy. The only casting in that movie that I was actually happy about was Melissa McCarthy as Ursula, because I love her anyway. And here's why I had an issue with it. When you're taking classic movies that have been around for almost 100 years and you're changing them to fit the narrative of today, well then what's the point? Don't say we're going to remake the beloved 1939 classic fairy tale and then change it. Most of these stories are taking place in, medieval or whatever, Europe and Germany and all these places. So why not be true to the stories as they're written and told for hundreds of years? Okay, and then you say, well, Brandy, if you think this, how can you possibly watch a show like Bridgerton? There's people in positions of power that would have never been in positions of power. It's not historically accurate. Well, for one, I don't think Bridgerton was meant to be historically accurate. It's kind of like an alternate universe. It's a fairy tale in its own. But it's stated as this. In the books, it's based on that, so there's no real change. But you expect it in something like Bridgerton because it's already established as that kind of story, that kind of show. And I love Bridgerton. Absolutely adore it. Can't wait for part 2 of season 3. So now, back to Rachel Zegler. There's other reasons that I don't particularly like what they're doing with this movie. I mean, yeah, they can have Snow White turn into the queen or whatever she's supposed to be. And that's fine. Just like in Snow White and the Huntsman, I really liked that retelling. Yeah, there's elements of it that are changed. The huntsman tries to help her all throughout the movie, and there's this other boy, and she becomes the queen, None of those things are anything I have a problem with. And here are some things that I don't like with Rachel Zegler in the role. It's just the whole tone. Like, she's trying to be sweet, like, in the role, but it's like it's almost so against her nature. Her whole demeanor, she's pretending to be sweet. She's pretending to be Snow White. It's very clear that she's acting. I'm not even saying that her acting will be bad. I'm just saying that it comes across as fake. You can't be a fake Snow White. And I'm not an actress, so, I don't know. I just try to be real, and I love movies, and I can tell if somebody's performance isn't quite there. And it could be someone who I've loved previous movies of theirs, or somebody I've never seen act before, but you can kind of tell, or at least I can, when they're not into it or they're not in it. And then it just ruins the whole movie. I don't know. This is just my opinion. I get excited when I hear that Disney is making a remake of something for like 2 seconds. And then when I find out all the changes they're making and whatever, it just makes me mad. I get inclusivity. I do. But don't start changing things. I mean, what are they going to do next? And it's one thing to switch up ideas and maybe try something once. And if it fails, don't do that again. That's what Disney just repeats. That's what Disney just keeps on doing. They're pushing out all these remakes that nobody asked for. I want the old Disney with the old animation, and if they do a live version, you know, all this CGI stuff is ruining everything, and that's a video for another day. That's a whole nother can of worms. It's like all the nostalgia and love for something I had just gets flushed down the toilet. And you may say, well, Brandy, you're a year-old woman. Why would you be concerned about cartoons and Disney?
Because damn it,
I grew up with it. And I never grew up with like Disney princess syndrome, you know, where I'm expecting some white knight to come save me. No. A story is a story. It's outlandish love, romantic gestures and all these things and being saved. That's not real. There are some live action remakes that I really did like though. Snow White and the Huntsman, which that wasn't really billed as a live action remake. That was kind of its own thing. I loved Maleficent.
I love it, I love it, I love it,
I like how they did everything and made it from Maleficent's point of view. One of my favorite Disney cartoons anyway was Sleeping Beauty. I mean, I don't know what it is about that particular one. I mean, I love Snow White. I like Cinderella. I love Little Mermaid. That's my favorite. But number 2 is Sleeping Beauty. I don't know why. It's something about the animation and the tone of the film. But then I loved Maleficent in that, so of course the movie was going to be good. So, to revisit my previous points. The way you act, the way you treat people, the way you have respect or don't, that says a lot about you, and that will in turn show through you, beauty-wise. So I don't think coming after anyone based on their looks is the right thing to do at all. But this isn't about looks, as I said. This is about the inside. The inside is what's most important, and it shines through you with every good thing that you do. If you're bashing everything and you're not being respectful and you're just being kind of grimy, any beauty you had was gone. Any physical beauty, that is. But you can get it back. I mean, she can totally redeem herself and come out of all of this, be a better actress, a stronger person, maybe have a little bit of humility. That's important. I think Disney should scrap it, recast, rework it. Maybe if Rachel is dropped from the role after doing all this work, it will kind of send a message to her that she needs to change her ways or at least change her attitude. I think she would learn more from that than anything else. Cast somebody as Snow White who's actually a fan. Just Disney, please. I'm begging you, stop.
Stop it. Get some help.
Stop doing this. Stop changing everything because you think it's what people want. 99% do not want these changes. And I'm not saying this because I'm just jumping on the bandwagon and agreeing with everybody. I will tell you what my honest opinion is. I don't care what anyone says about anything. If I don't agree, I'm not going to say I agree. But I agree. I agree that they should just start over and change the way these movies are cast. I don't know, man. That's just the way I think about it. That's just how I feel about it. If you feel the same way, please let me know in the comments. Or if you disagree, let me know in the comments. What do you think Disney should do with this movie? Should they scrap it and start over? Should they go ahead and try to rake in at least a little bit of money from it? I guess time will tell. We'll see what happens. Thanks, guys, for watching and coming outside with me today, listening to everything I had to rant about. Please like and share this video. If you're not already subscribed, please consider doing so. It really helps out my channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll always know when I upload a new video. Have a beautiful day. I love y'all so, so much, and see you next time. Mwah.
If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
It's not believable. It's not historically. It's and this isn't even about. It was such a pretty late spring day. Late spring, oh my God. As you can probably tell, I'm outside. I see nothing. Apples, apples.